overall, I was too busy walking around like, hey, hi, and it wasn't really me. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I actually want to go over the definition of facade. And so there are actually two definitions of facade, and I'm gonna focus more on the second definition that Google provides, all right? An outward appearance that is maintained to conceal a less pleasant or credible reality. So I wanted to talk about this because I feel that I personally have put on a facade almost my entire life. And mostly it happened in college because when I started college, I didn't know anybody. And it was my first time since I was like 5 or 6 years old that I was introduced to a new school because I had never switched school districts. And so when I started at Pace University, I remembered I thought, okay, fresh start, let people know who you are, and instead of worrying about what people think about you, just embrace yourself and the friends will come. Although at first I embraced myself, I remembered I actually felt like I wasn't being embraced back by people. It was really difficult for me to make friends, and I remember someone close to me actually told me, maybe you need to smile more because you don't want to come off the wrong way. I didn't think it would come off as offensive, but I considered a lot of it. I looked at myself in the mirror and saw the looks on my face when I was just calm, when I was just content, and I realized, yeah, people aren't going to necessarily pick up that that's how you feel based on the look that I was even seeing in the mirror. And so I decided that I was going to really work hard to make sure people knew that I liked them or I thought that they were fun or interesting. And when I did that, it came off as creepy. Initially, my freshman year of college, I didn't make a whole lot of close friends. I did make a few. I made a handful of people that actually got to know me, but overall, I was too busy walking around like, hey, hi, and it wasn't really me. When I dropped laughing at everything all the time, when I just laughed when I thought something was funny, when I smiled when I felt like smiling, that was when people started coming to me, asking if I wanted to hang out, asking what I was up to. They would laugh when I would throw my little side comments out there, and I started making actual genuine friends. The crazy thing about putting on a facade is that although, like the definition says, the purpose is to conceal a less pleasant part of yourself, I was concealing the best parts about myself. The fact that I wasn't the person that was smiling all the time. My friends weren't interested in that. They were interested in me. And as they got to know me, they embraced me. Why not allow people or give people the opportunity to embrace who you are? One of the things I learned is that everybody is not going to like you. I grew up watching Recess. I remember there was an episode with TJ Detweiler. It was about everybody loving him and everybody liking him. And there was this one kid in the episode, this one child that said, I don't like you, TJ. TJ did everything possible to prove to this guy that he was great, that he was kind, that he was giving, that he was a good friend. And although he did an incredible job at proving to this guy that he was great, at the end of the day, the guy was like, I still don't like you. TJ's like, why? And he's like, I don't know, I just don't. And my point in bringing that story up is that I had to learn everybody's not gonna like you. You don't worry about the people that don't like you. That was actually my main reason for not starting a YouTube channel sooner, is because I was too worried about what people thought about me. I was too worried about the dislikes. I was too worried about people from my past not liking who I was back then, not knowing who I am now. I learned you have absolutely no control over what people think about you. You only have control over what you think about you. And if you know that God created you to be an incredible human being, who cares what these people think about you? Who cares what people have thought that may have been true about you in the past but are no longer true about you in your future? You owe nobody an explanation, and you don't have to prove yourself to anyone. You don't have to feel obligated to show that you have become a different person. I know in my past I put on so many facades because I was afraid that people would not embrace who I was. And I was afraid that people wouldn't like me because I did have a lot of people that didn't like me. And a lot of that is due to the fact that I did cause a lot of drama. I wasn't 100% honest with people. I did have moments where I felt like if I communicate the truth, it might not be accepted. And even though I thought that would pull people in more, it actually pushed people further away. And so now I'm at that place where I'm like, look, I have no control over that. All I have control over is being the best version of India possible. Being the best version of you is what counts at the end of the day, and trying to improve those things about you that you know you can work on. So I'm really grateful for who I am now. Hopefully in the next 5 years, I am not who I am sitting in this chair right now. Just like I look back 5 years ago and I'm grateful that I'm not that person. But I say all this to say, learn to love you. I grew up in church and I heard the scripture that Jesus said when he mentioned loving your neighbor as yourself. And all I ever got from that scripture was you need to love your neighbor. But I forgot the part that said you need to love yourself. And how can you truly love your neighbor if you don't love yourself? And I really didn't love myself. If I'm being 100% honest, I did not love me. If only you looked like this person, if only you had this personality, if only your voice sounded like this. And I would always pick apart at myself. And I came to that place where I just didn't love myself. And I judged who I believed I was based on people's responses to me. If I didn't get asked out as much as other girls, I thought, well, they have a lot more going on than me. Or if people didn't want to commit to being in a relationship, I assumed that meant that, you just aren't that interesting. You're not that great as these other girls that are being asked out, as these other girls that have guys committing to them. And instead of judging my worth based on what people thought about me, I started judging it based on what God thought about me and what I thought about myself. And now I have the courage to say, I know I have great things about me, and I know I have things that are not so great about me. But I'm no longer defining myself based on what people think about me anymore. And so I encourage you, just embrace yourself. You don't need to put on a facade for anybody. You don't need to try and conceal those things about yourself that you don't think are all that great. Just embrace who God made you to be. And if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you have yet to subscribe to my channel, make sure you subscribe and make sure you comment in the comment section below. I do want to hear your thoughts. See you guys next time.